Hi guys, and welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be doing another character file review of another Last of the Summer Wine character, and today we're doing Smiler. So Smiler is one of those characters who he was in the series for a very long time. He made his first appearance in 1988, and in his first appearance he mainly goes by Clem Hemmingway, which is his actual name. But in that episode there's sort of references Smiler and stuff like that. But in his first episode he's like, in a hospital bed, he's not very well, and his wife sort of has had a bit of a falling out with his wife, and all he wants is to see his little Jack Russell. He's got a little Jack Russell. So the gang, Compo, Clegg, and Seymour, they basically go and they get his dog, and they bring him into him, and they give him some pills to make him fall asleep, and he gets a bit worried about his dog, and then the dog wakes up, and he gets to see his dog. So that's sort of the plot of the first episode, and Smiler is only happy when he sees his little Jack Russell. Which I find interesting, that's the one thing that makes Smiler happy, seeing his little dog. Yeah, it's just an interesting episode to introduce Smiler in. And Smiler in that episode is quite different. His voice sounds a bit different, and the character's a bit different in his first episode. But that was just a guest role, so he was played by Stephen Lewis. And Stephen Lewis does a great job throughout the whole time of Last of the Summer Wine. I think his character is just great, Smiler, and I enjoy his chemistry with the other characters. But yeah, his character is very different. So one hit wonder in one episode. Yeah, I thought you might see Smiler again, and then 2 years later he pops up. He starts to make little appearances here and there, and then he moves in with Nora Batty and Clegg and Compo. Obviously, Compo doesn't like that, so he's a bit like, oh, he's moving in with my, whatever. So he gets very aggro about that, Compo does, that he's doing. But there's nothing going on between them, obviously. Smiler is completely scared of Nora Batty, if I'm completely honest. They don't like each other. And then after that, Smiler then starts to work at Auntie Wainwright's, which starts going into the traditional methods of the program, where he would have to be dressed up as something like a knight or a clown or something random just to sell stuff, basically. So all of those various different things that would happen, those funny gags. And I think Smiler and Auntie Wainwright, I think that's a really great combination, because they're so different. Auntie Wainwright's a bit cunning and scheming, and whereas Smiler, he's more, he's a bit depressed. He's sort of the Eeyore of Last of the Summer Wine in a way, as he walks around with a cloud on his head basically most of the time. But there are a few episodes where they're trying to set up on dates and all sorts of stuff. And there's an episode where he dresses up in a really nice suit and he does like tap dancing, and he does it on top of a milk float. I don't know why that was an episode. Random. Just loads of great stuff. Yeah, so loads of random stuff like that happens as well. Smiler appeared in 135 episodes of Last of the Summer Wine between 1988 and 2007. And the weird case is with Smiler is that he's probably one of the longest characters in Last of the Summer Wine. Just based on, there is a lot of episodes, and he's one of the longest serving. Not the longest serving, but one of them. And he does, throughout the series, he does disappear. So when we get to 2007, I think that's series 28, I think. Hopefully I'm right about that. And he leaves, but he doesn't really get a goodbye. It's sort of like he's in the episode, and then next time they say, oh, well, if you leave as quick as Smiler. It's like that's just a throwaway line from Tom. And something I really do enjoy about the relationship between Smiler and Tom is I like that real nice bond with them two as well. They're sort of like mates, and I like that. And they go around in the handcart, and they got all of that tat they're trying to sell all the time, or transport tat. And I really like that sort of like a little family in a way, Auntie Wainwright, Smiler, and Tom are sort of like a little family in a way, because they all work in the same shop, and they all sort of get along, even if they are really underpaid completely by Auntie Wainwright. But so yeah, I really do like that dynamic between the three of them. And I also like the fact that although Smiler has his own little subplots going on with Tom and the shop and all that, but he also gets involved with the main stories as well, which I find interesting. There are episodes where, like, Marina is obsessed with Smiler, and he goes all over him, which is quite funny. Yeah, it's because Marina likes a tall guy apparently. So, and Smiler is one of the tallest in the cast. So he's over 6 foot. Yeah. So, but Smiler as a character, I think, is a really great character. I love how he's so miserable all the time. Like whenever they're all happy, he's just down. He's just not very happy all the time either. So it which sort of does juxtapose, all those other characters like Cumberclegg, Foggy, Truly, Seymour, all very happy characters and sort of eager to get on and do stuff, and he's more, he's just a bit down in the dumps really. I mean, and going back to when he first appeared, his wife, I believe, leaves him in one of the series' later episodes. Just to add something, and then he goes and moves with Nora Batty and all that. Stephen Lewis is also known, the guy who plays Smiley. He's also known for being in On the Buses, where he played Blakey. I believe that's how you say it. I've never actually seen On the Buses, but maybe I should give it a watch anyway. So moving on to more of Smiler. Smiler throughout the series is he does change a lot, as I mentioned earlier. I mean, with his first appearance, he is quite a different character. Assumably they wanted something different and went down the line. His accent does change a little bit. He sounds more southern and then he becomes a bit more northern throughout the series. So yeah, I don't know. That's just creative decision or that just happened. And it's interesting to know that like they know each other and they're all friends, and that's all interesting as well. There is one episode where they do try to set Smiler up on dates, as I mentioned earlier, and in this episode he then goes and sees, there's a woman over there, and turns out it's Billy, and he's like going to go on a date with Billy, which he wasn't happy about because obviously he wanted to go on a date with a woman, end up with Billy. So that was a funny thing. But yeah, so that's sort of it really for Smiler. I mean, he's quite an interesting character. He's just head in the clouds. He's a bit sad all the time, really. But I mean, I would be sad if I had to work for Auntie Wainwright to take all my money. So he's got to do all that dressing up, and I find that really funny. In every episode, he's sort of in a different costume. One minute he's a knight, one minute he's a clown, one minute he's doing something completely random. Like there's absolutely bonkers. I think on one of them he plays, it's like a children's entertainer called like Happy Charlie or something. I can't remember what it's called now. Yeah, he was playing like a children's entertainer. And I love how there was also things in the shed. So the shed that Tom would have, they would do little segments in there as well. I can remember when they thought there was going to be witches or whatever, and then Smile would be like, he puts loads of like dust over a barbecue to try and banish like witches and all sorts of random stuff. Completely bonkers. But that's why I like Lost and Wine. It's a bit bonkers, it's a bit fun in it. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and I think the character of Smiler is just a great character. I've just said numerous times throughout the video. But Stephen Lewis, I don't know why he decided to leave. Maybe he just was getting older and he didn't want to do it anymore. But who knows? But yeah, he did a really good job, and I think him and Auntie Wainwright they had a good sort of relationship there throughout the series, which I liked. And yeah, that's sort of reached the end of today's video. Well, I hope you all enjoyed it. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in video soon enough. I was hoping to do some more character file reviews, maybe on Wesley and Edie together, pair them two up like he did Barry and Glenda, and Crusher, hopefully. But I also would like to do some character file reviews of other TV shows, like Death in Paradise. I want to do a video on Richard Poole, the first detective. So there's a few videos I've got planned for the near future if you guys want to watch them. So yeah, I'll see you in the video. Bye. See ya.